Hey, so what's up, all of you tubers? This is Patt coming from that's better. I'm gonna read there's this really great music review out right now. And so what I want to do for you is probably just read my review for the album itself, and then we'll talk about it a bit. So I got this on the desk, and I picked it up. I was like, hey, this looks great. It's whatever. So then what I did next was I did this thing. I just listened to it, and it was look at me. It was I'm all a tizzle. Listen, I reviewed this CD, and here it is. I'm gonna just read it. The album is called Forever and Ever. First of all, really creative name. It's not like that's been used before. It's by the band Chandeen. So I did a little bit of research, and guess what I found out? This band Chandeen has been around for a while. They're a bunch of old German people that has been around since the 1990s. They probably have kids. They might have grandkids. I don't know. I might have met their grandkids. I'm not entirely sure. But they make really shitty music. So allow me to read my review, so we're on the same page here. I gotta... nope. It's closed. That's some hot coffee. Hot coffee! Alright. So, Chandeen, Forever and Ever, 2015, Kalinkaland Records, reviewed on March 7th, 2015. Low rotation, reviewed by me. Chandeen is a German pop group that's been around since the mid-1990s or so. There. Right. So, with a tenure like that, one would expect something a little bit more enthralling than this rather unremarkable album. A glance at the packaging here might give you the impression that Forever and Ever would be a playfully magical romp through visions of a hyperpop forest brimming with unicorns. This is not the case. In fact, the only situation I can imagine listening to this record recreationally would be if I were ever to make my way to the Swiss Alps and find an upscale spa in some cranny of civilization. Like The Sound of Music, but with more snow. I would enter the spa feeling weary from multiple nights traveling and seeking respite from the elements. The spa's interior looks heavenly, by the way. Freshly picked flowers and flannel curtains make up most of the decor. And the centerpiece of the lobby is without a doubt the massive fireplace that spreads warmth through the entire structure like a blood vessel. A tall blonde woman, named Helga, greets me at the front desk and immediately offers me dinner, freshly prepared by her brother, Hans. Taken aback by her great beauty, I flash her a sheepish smile and willfully accept her invitation. She laughs at my naivete as she leaves the room, only to return minutes later with a succulent marinated lamb roast garnished with various tuber vegetables. Coffee break. Oh, that's great. That's the classic coffee. Where was I? Oh, yes. We sit by the fireplace and eat together as she tells me the culture of her country and the history of her family. Before long, we become drawn to each other, both emotionally and sexually. The attraction is evidently there. We make plans to visit a windmill in the following morning, but before we retire for the evening, she recommends that I soothe myself, I'm only one self, in the restorative liquids of her family's baths. This is a spa, after all, guys. She leads me to a room decked with candlelight that houses an accommodating regal bathtub, and this Germanic Aphrodite hands me a robe and tells me to take all the time that I need. As she departs, she explains how much she is looking forward to our expedition to the windmill tomorrow. Watching her as she leaves, I cannot help but think to myself that this is the deepest connection I have ever felt to another human being. I wonder if I am emotionally available enough to maintain a loving relationship with such a person. Momentarily purging the ponderings of my mind, I resolve to relax in Helga's beautiful tub. A small, ornate table occupies the space next to the fixture. It contains two things: a small stereo-style CD player and a compact disc of Chandeen's latest album, Forever and Ever, which, there it is. Maybe flip it so the text works right there, maybe. Does that work? Okay, cool. I'm not entirely familiar with the group, but my instincts dictate to me that this is in fact their latest release. Burp. I insert the CD. I press play. Initially, I enjoy the sounds that stem from the tiny boombox, though after a while I could see how the emanating music would become tiresome. I undress and make myself a soothing bubble bath with all the fixins. Salts, scented body gel, warm towels, you name it. I slowly step into the tub, testing the water with my toe first to ensure the temperature is not too hot. It's perfect. I glide into the water inch by inch until I find my place upon the floor. As I rest my head on the back of the tub and close my eyes, my last waking thoughts tell me that I have made a huge mistake. I fall into a deep, unwakeable slumber because Forever and Ever is such a boring fucking album, and I subsequently drown to death. The last sounds to infiltrate my ears as I slip under the surface are the cold, calculated beats of Chandeen. These are the sounds I am tortured to hear until the bells of Armageddon call my name. Just when I had reached the pinnacle of my existence, Chandeen stole the sweet life from the palm of my hand. So, in conclusion, what I basically wanted to say here was that, like, okay, have you ever gone to, like, the deli meat store and not necessarily asked for cheese, but, like, they give you lettuce regardless. It's just something that comes with the meats. And, you know, when you go there, it's not something you expect to get. They just give it to you. They're like, hey, I know you got like a pound of salami or bologna or whatever, and here's some lettuce. And, you know, another thing that kind of bothers me a little bit is, like, bologna is spelled bologna. Why don't we pronounce it bologna, guys? Like, come on. Okay, that's all for today. And don't forget, beware the New World Order, and 9/11 was an inside job.